our friends at GPIC.
Oh yeah, yes.
You came for a presentation at our event.
That's right. Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Though I don't see you, you're still on. Yeah. Must be busy.
At what time are we starting?
Well, we are now networking. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
And in about 10 minutes, we'll start the meeting proper.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Catch up.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Everybody.
Good evening.
Welcome, Abdul Fattah.
Thank
Good
you.
evening. Good evening. How are you? Hi,
Good
sir. Soumya, sir. How are you?
Good evening, everyone.
Thank you, DTM Dr. Sattar.
Hi. Long time no see.
I know, it's been a long while.
Hi, Anup. Hi, Glenn. Hi, Abdul
Good
Fattah.
evening,
How are
Dr.
you?
Sattar. Good evening, TM Soumya.
Very good evening to you, Toastmaster Glenn.
Thank you so much. Good
Hi,
evening, everyone.
Sami.
Looks like a packed house.
Hi, Abraham, sir. How are you?
Very good evening, DTM Abraham.
Very good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dr. Sattar. Good evening, Anup.
Ahlan.
Good evening.
Abraham.
Good evening, sir. Hi, Gaurav.
Mashallah. Good to see you.
How are you doing, Gaurav?
Fantastic. In Delhi.
Ah, okay. Delhi belly.
Yeah. Good food, man.
Absolutely. How's the smog?
No, no smog, and it's raining here. So, and with COVID, I guess activities are less. So, some reprieve in Delhi. Of course,
Okay.
in another month or so, the stubble burning will start, and Diwali is around the corner. So that's when the pollution will go up.
Hmm. What time are we likely to take off?
In about 7 minutes.
Hi, Sian, Leah.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to all of you. How are you guys?
Very well. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, Leah. Good evening.
Good evening to all and everyone. I am so happy to see you guys here. I shared the background, and now my own background is not right. Let me just get my right background. So how have you guys been? How was your Sunday?
Fabulous.
Ooh, I like that word.
We had some rains here in Delhi.
Ooh, that sounds amazing. Now I'm ready. Abraham, hello. How are you?
Good,
Oh, Peter
Leah.
is here. Oh my goodness. So Abraham is my club mentor and father and support. And Peter Wang is all the way from California. Welcome, Peter. It is so good to see you. Welcome. Are you unmuted, Peter? Peter, you are muted.
Leah, this is the Wonder Woman look.
That's it. Yes, I wanted to put a crown, and you know what? At school, a little girl had a crown, and I was like, I'm going to ask if I can borrow it, and I totally forgot. So I had to improvise, but I think Wonder Woman will do tonight. So it's good to see Gaurav. He is the brainchild behind our club. Mohammaed Qahtani, our guest speaker. Good evening. Anup, Dr. Abdul. And it is so good to meet you. Our guest, good evening, Abdul Fit. How are you? Welcome here tonight. And Sammy, my left and right arm, the guy that keeps me sane. Toastmaster Midden, welcome. Hazem, Glenn, our speaker tonight.
Hello,
Samira.
hello, hello. How are you, Kenlia?
Oh, it is so good to see you. There's Samira. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. Our
Very good
esteemed
evening to
guest.
you.
It's so good to have you with us tonight.
Thank
Peter,
you.
tell us quickly, how's it there over in California? Unmute and tell us a little bit about yourself. I don't know if you guys know Peter Wang. Oh, Peter, you are muted. So I belong to, so the very first club that ever existed is called Smetli Chapter 1. And now a brainchild has been born from Smetli Chapter 1, and it is the baby of Toastmaster Peter Wang, extremely well-esteemed Toastmaster worldwide. And I feel totally honored to be part of this family of Smetli Chapter 1 Advanced. Peter, welcome here tonight, much appreciated. And look at his shirt. Peter is everything and anything Toastmasters. And Toastmasters hat. Oh, wonderful. We need to take a photo. Toastmaster Sumaya, I was interrupting you. Good evening. How are you? Are you muted, Sumaya?
Absolutely awesome in the midst of luminaries and galaxies in this fraternity. So I'm a little bit humbled, to be honest.
You
Thank
are
you for your
you are
presence.
literally seated between the king and the queen.
Yes.
DTM Sianlia, let me provide some input with your permission.
Absolutely, Gaurav, go for it.
I am a finicky person when it comes to names. So like it has taken us months and months to learn your name, Sianlia. Toastmaster Lord is called Soumya.
Somnia. So we must be related name-wise.
The second one is good. Watermelon. Sorry, what is it? Watermelon? I don't understand.
Vermeulen. In Dutch, it means from the what is a meal in English? From the mill. So van der Meel, from the mill. So obviously my forefathers made bread, a lot of it.
Oh, great. We can see and find out what you did.
And it is really wonderful. Abdullah Fek, can you a little bit tell us about yourself?
I am from District 79. I'm a member of 13 clubs in 4 districts, District 84, 79, 28, and a club in Bahrain too. I finished 7 pathways, and next week I start on my 8th pathway.
Oh my goodness. Okay, congratulations. That is dedication.
I hereby announce my retirement from Toastmasters International.
No, Sammy, that's not allowed. As long as I'm here, you're not allowed to retire. Can you guys guess how long Peter has been a Toastmaster? Take a wild guess. How long Peter has been a Toastmaster? I could not believe it when I heard this.
28 years.
I heard the Smidley Award was named after him, and then someone else took it from him.
30
You are
years.
correct, 45 years. Peter, 45 years.
Yes, I joined.
No, he's born and brought up in Toastmasters.
Sorry, you mean when he was born, right?
Very young. So
When did he get married? What was the question? Sorry.
Peter, tell us about when you joined Toastmasters.
Yeah, I joined Toastmasters so young, so at my age, and I enjoy it because I found it in the first place. It is an educational club. Even though now I'm a businessman, I am a club member of many things like Rotary Club and several Chamber of Commerce. But you know what? I have never thought of giving up Toastmasters because I love it. I say this to the World Headquarters Executive Director, and then Rex, that Toastmaster in my blood. It is my forever love.
Peter, it's an absolute honor to have you with us here tonight. We
So
have
I guess
Toastmaster.
I guess some people have started to have DCP points running in their blood instead of red cells.
Education, and I see also Anson Sat from Taiwan.
so Anston is joining us, but it is past midnight where he is. So he's in bed, asleep. His wife is next to him. So we will not call on him. But Aston, absolute joy to have you. Oh my goodness, guys. Toastmaster Mark Lavine is here. Now, if you guys are on Facebook and you're a Toastmaster, you should know Mark Lavine. He is the VP Education of the Smedley Advanced Club. Welcome, Mark.
Well presented in this of our members.
Mark.
Say something, Mark Lavin.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Sianlia, for organizing this. Looking forward to seeing the king and the queen of Dubai comedy.
This is the brainchild. Just for the, I should say that later. That was the brainchild of Toastmaster Anoop. This man is beyond creative. And I thought I'm creative, but he beats me by far. And the things he comes up with. And Peter, I thought that Smedley is organized, like they are planned, like, you know, meetings ahead. The one meeting was taking place when Anoop said to me, okay, Sandra, you're the Toastmaster of the evening. What is your theme? What are we going to do? Where's your poster? And I was like, wow, that meeting is like way ahead in the future. And suddenly here it is. I see it is 7 o'clock. I'm going to hand over to Sergeant at Arms.
Good evening. Hello. Hello, everybody.
Good evening and welcome.
Yes, I am Toastmaster Ahlam Khalid.
And this Abdelwasa Sulaiman, also Toastmaster.
Yes.
Welcome.
We members in District 79 and new members in District 105.
Yes. Okay, sorry, Peter, quickly close your eyes. The best district in the world. Okay, I have a problem because I'm part of the founders doesn't have a number, so that's okay. Sergeant in Arms, over to you. Now, Toastmaster Arya is our Sergeant in Arms, and she literally just stepped off an aeroplane and she's at customs. Arya, are you in the room? I don't think she is. Okay, I'm going to hand over then to Toastmaster Khalid, our club president. Now, I'm just going to do a quick introduction. Toastmaster Khalid is the club president, and he's currently in the hospital. What's wrong with him? Absolutely nothing, but his wife is about to deliver. He was in France, his wife in Dubai, and he jumped on a plane and he rushed over. And this is dedication, guys. Over to you, Khalid, all the way from the emergency room.
Hello, everybody, and thank you very much, Celia, for being the acting Sergeant at Arms tonight. No, actually, I'm not in the hospital yet because my wife is due now, but the baby doesn't want to get out. I'm gonna do a campaign, free this baby out, let him go. So for now, we're still home. Welcome everybody to our 7th meeting of Dubai Committee Toastmasters Club. I'm gonna start a quick slideshow to give the intro and start this meeting. Host, would you mind please sharing with me the right to share my screen? I think it's Anoop or Hazem. No, Hazem or Anoop, please, if you could put me as co-host. Fantastic, here I am. Let's start the show. Thumb up if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Fantastic, that's a thumb up. All right, so enter the Dubai Comedy Show. This is meeting number 7. We're just starting it end of June. And just before we start, I'd like just to remind everybody about the rules of our meeting as a Toastmasters meeting in a region. There are 3 taboo topics we should not talk about: sex, politics, and religion, right? As much as possible, please try to turn up your camera and turn it on, because we'd like to see your face, see you smile. For the speakers as well, we want to see you guys reacting as if we were in a real environment. We've got a chat available as well. Feel free to participate, engage in the chat, give your comments and share with the speakers and everybody here to make it lively, engaging. And there we go. I'm going to switch to the president. So here we start meeting number 7. And as the meeting number 7 starts, I'd like to quick start with welcoming our guest tonight. So yeah, I've got on my screen pretty much so many of you guys. And I think it's going to take time if we've got everybody speaking, but who would like to give a quick intro here? Any volunteering the guests? Just one liner, tell me your name, which club you're a member of, and what are you expecting here tonight?
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm Santosh Chauhan from India, and I'm exploring nowadays all different Toastmaster club at international level. Objective is to enhance my communication skills and further leadership skill. And not only this, I would like to be more confident to express my thoughts in a more organized way. And it's really a very wonderful experience for me. And this is here, my first meeting in Dubai.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Santosha. Fantastic for breaking the ice and starting. I see, who is that? I can't see the names, but there was someone doing like this. You would recognize yourself. Would you mind introducing yourself? Quick one-liner.
My name.
Oh, okay. Why don't we get let the guests do it?
My name is Abdul Fattah Nail. I'm from District 79. My club is Oasis Toastmasters Club, plus 12 other clubs in 4 different districts, finished 7 pathways. I'm here to learn and to have fun, because fun is the best part of any meeting.
Thank you very much, DTM Abdul Fattah. Actually, I joined one of your meetings in Saudi Arabia, and glad to see you again. It was a lot of fun. And 12 clubs, wow, that's an inspiration, isn't it? Who would like to give a quick word? Someone else, the last but not the least? Anybody want to share something? One guest?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Feroz.
Hi, this is first time I'm logging in. This is my first time logging into Comedy Club, Comedy Toastmasters Club. Always wanted to, but for some or other reason come then. So myself, I'm Toastmaster Feroz. I'm part of Division L, the same area, the area 48 from TGIS Toastmasters Club, and I'm part of 4 other clubs as well. So I'm very much looking forward for this meeting. Glad to be here.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Feroz. Round of applause or shaking your hands, whichever you like. Thank you very much. Yeah, I remember we're together in some contests. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Great to see you guys. So now we're going to move in the agenda, because many of you all waiting to start this fantastic meeting. So again, welcome all guests, whoever have introduced themselves or not. At the end, we'll have a little bit time to hear your feedback from this meeting, right? And hopefully some of you will participate in the table topics. So now, for the non-Toastmasters over here, there might be some of you, just to remind you that Toastmasters is a non-profit educational organization. It was founded in 1924, so a few years ago, by a doctor very famous in our world called Ralph Waldo Smedley. And we keep thanking him in each and every meetings, of course. The values of Toastmasters is integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Usually it's RISE as the acronym. And we focus on communication and leadership. Our club is the Dubai Comedy Toastmasters Club, an advanced club focusing on humor. And we're part of the area 48 of Division L of the District 105, grouping these 4 countries, UAE, Oman, Jordan, and Lebanon in the region 11. So you can see some figures here on the right-hand side, right? And we follow Pathways program from Toastmasters. This 11th one here, particularly, which is called Engage with Humor. Right, that's the XCOM, all my team supporting this new club, and I'm really glad to have this experienced team around here. So the VP Education, Toastmaster Prabhakar, VP Membership, DTM Gaurav, our VP PR, Toastmaster Anup, Secretary Toastmaster Hazem, our Treasurer, DTM Sianlia, and our Secretary Terms, TM Area. Big round of applause for everybody. Woo. And now, what happened since last time we met? Yeah, what happened? So many things happened actually. First of all, we won, thanks to our VPPR, the People's Choice Poster, right, for District 105. Thank you, everybody, and well done, Anup. That was another great poster with the What's in a Name meeting. That's another PR exercise done by Anup, where he asked everybody in the XCOM to pose with a goofy type of style and the sunglasses and something with Toastmasters in it. That was a lot of fun. Congratulations to the first level 1 engaging humor completion from DTMC and Leah and myself since last time. Big round of applause. And also, not ignoring what this big event that happened, the winner and the winners of the International Toastmasters Convention this year, with the first place winner, who is Toastmaster Verity Price here from South Africa. And for us, the winner was actually DTM Sianlia. Yay! Well done. And with that, I'd like to immediately move on to our meeting tonight, which is a meeting which is the number 7, a big meeting for us with the Queen Bee. So the Queen Bee gave me a great intro I shouldn't miss, so let me give you the great intro. She is a special educational needs coordinator at El Yasat Private School. She's always strived to do her best and to help others realize their own potential and thrive. I can tell you that's so true. Her optimism and initiative inspire us all, and people are drawn to her and inspired by the warmth and goodwill with which she lives her daily life. So let's welcome on stage our TMOD for this evening, DTM Sianlia, with a big round of applause. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. My club president, our visitors, honors of guests, welcome each and every one of you. I hope that you're going to have a blast of the evening. We have a very tight schedule, so I'm going to try to stick with it. But being a comedy club and trying to be funny, which is extremely hard, I'm going to try my best. A little bit of background. Why jokes? Well, because I suck at it. It is the one part that I am so bad at. My mentor is in this club tonight. I'm not going to mention him because I don't want him to feel ashamed. But I did in the old time, the CC6. It was a very sad, emotional speech I did for my club. And the whole club laughed. They roared with laughter. And it wasn't funny. I was talking about my dad dying. And they all thought it was funny. So I thought I'm a very funny person. And I entered the humorous speech contest. And I was standing there. There was not even a smile. My mentor looked at me and he went like, I think you should focus maybe on table topics, being a teacher, evaluation, and learn how to do the international. And then once you've mastered that, we will look into humorous. 6 years later, he has not made me a humorous speaker. I'm standing in front of you, joining a comedy club, hoping that somebody here will be able to teach me. So I hope that you're going to bear with me trying to be funny, because I changed the whole agenda. Just because I can, because I'm the Toastmaster of the evening. I'm going to introduce you to some role players. and they're going to give us a very short introduction about their role. I'm going to start with the word of the day by our very creative Toastmaster Anoop. Toastmaster Anoop, what is our word of the day?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Dubai Comedy Toastmasters. Now, when Cianlia said, okay, you're going to be the word master, and of course, the theme is jokes. And we also have a tradition called count the number of ha-has. So I said, how can I help this particular role? So I need to pick a word which will add more ha-has. So here it is. Can you all see the screen?
Yes, we can. Please
Absolutely.
ask the host to give you permission to record.
So the word I have for you is brouhaha. There's a ha-ha embedded within the word. So brouhaha, it's a noun. The meaning, a noisy and overexcited reaction or response to something. Now, for example, the brouhaha over those infamous commercials. Now let's look at the synonyms. Now the synonyms are hubbub, commotion, ruckus, fracas, melee, uproar. Now let's look at some of the usages. The spoiled child causes a brouhaha when she doesn't get her way. The England and India cricket match cancellation caused such a brouhaha. As usual, there was a brouhaha at the Black Friday sales. Now, these are some of the examples. I'm sure cricket lovers would love the second one. Now,
absolutely.
If someone can unmute and give a hand in trying this particular word, brouhaha. Who's the brave
I would
one?
like to try.
Fantastic.
I would like to try. So the reason I'm saying is brouhaha. Toastmaster Glenn. Toastmaster Glenn, send me your evaluation sheet.
Or you will cause a brouhaha.
Mine is icebreaker speech.
Yay! That's easy peasy.
Yeah, that's easy peasy, I think so.
There's
Now,
no
you
brouhaha
must-
over that. Anyone wants to try one more word? One more sentence, please.
I am in the meeting of the Dubai Comedy Club on a Sunday morning.
Thank you so much for attempting that. Fantastic. Glad to be of help in increasing the ha-ha counter. So here it is, brouhaha. Please use the word throughout the meeting. I will be counting and I will give you the report at the end of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster DTM Cianlia. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anoop. Oh my goodness, brouhaha. Ladies and gentlemen, going with that, other clubs have aha counters, but in Dubai Comedy, we have laugh counters. Toastmaster Ulas is going to be the laugh counter tonight. Toastmaster Ulas, over to you. Explain to our guests, what does it mean?
Toastmaster of the evenings, fellow Toastmasters, presidents, and guests, good evening to you all.
Good evening.
Among all the role players, I am the most hardworking, highly attentive, hyperactive role player. I am tasked with counting the number of R's emanated from your faces from all the participants. I know there are some Toastmasters who don't like me. They would like to laugh more and more and make my life harder. Yet, I'm ready for a challenge. I wish you all lose control of your smile and start laughing, because I don't count smile. Otherwise, TM Kulud will be smiling, and this is about not 1 hour or 2 hours. It is the unit of measurement is numbers. And regarding the accuracy of counting, I am a mechanical engineer by my father's choice. So inaccuracy is in my genes. When called upon by the TMOD, I will unleash myself with the report. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evenings.
Thank you so very much, Ulas. I could not have had a better introduction. Oh my goodness. So on a serious note, we will have a grammarian just to make sure that Peter doesn't, give me a lashing afterwards. And our grammarian is none other than Dr. Abdul Sattar. Will you please explain your role, Dr. Abdul?
Hi.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening, world champion, past world champions and future champions. I'm here to check your grammarian pulse because I'll be using the stethoscope of how you're going to use your words and language. I'll tell you what is the best use and the worst bad usage, and I'll definitely give some medicines to correct your grammar in future. Good luck to you, TMOD. Let's have a buhaha meeting.
Buhaha, thank you so very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a general evaluator who is a very esteemed guest. A big honor to have him with us here tonight. May I please ask the general evaluator, Toastmaster Somia, my namesake, to just give us a short breakdown. What is your role tonight?
Well, Toastmaster Sianlia has already created the brouhaha, and I need to take it forward to find out the pros and the cons. But in the galaxy of mechanical engineers, in the galaxy of world champions, past and present, it's an honor to be here just to touch on the finer points and the learning and the enrichment. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very, very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the most esteemed guest, apart from our lot of guests, is a man very dear to my heart who is going to run the table topics. He makes sure that I follow the table topics route, the Toastmasters route, the live route. You name a route, he makes sure that I stay on it. There is absolutely no time for me to even blink. Toastmaster Sammy, over to you. What is the table topics about?
Well, I'd like to keep this surprise at the moment I introduce table topics, because even most of the senior Toastmasters are going to be rocked and shocked today of the table topics I'm cooking for you.
Woohoo! That sounds like a brouhaha. So Sammy is our district winner. We have another district winner in our midst, Toastmaster Samir. Welcome. It is an honor to have you with us. Welcome. I see Divya. Oh, I see so many. I cannot go into that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to start with our amazing program. So what did I do to try to be funny? I'm going to have one speaker. After the speaker, I'm going to have an evaluation. After the evaluation, we're going to have an education session, followed by a table topics, followed by the second speaker and the second evaluation. Don't you think that is just crazy? Normally we have speakers, then we have table topics, then we have evaluation, and then, education. But I just want to make a big pot out of it because I want to give Sammy some money to run for. Our very first speaker tonight is Toastmaster Glenn, who is going to attempt his icebreaker. Not that he is a new Toastmaster. Toastmaster Glenn is going to be evaluated by the most amazing lady by the name of Arya. Now, she just stepped off the airplane. Arya, are you ready for this role?
Good evening, everyone. Yes, and Toastmaster Sammy, I think you owe everybody one party because we have evaluation right after the speech just because of you. I remember that. The purpose of the project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. Timer, please note, the speech timing is 4 to 6 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arya. I never introduced the timer. My apologies. I get so excited by all of these happenings. Our Toastmaster tonight that's going to keep time is Toastmaster Hazem. Toastmaster Hazem, would you quickly just give a brief breakdown of your role tonight?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, everyone. My name is Hazem. I will be your timer for tonight. And to make it quick and short, I will be using my virtual background to keep on time. Green, once you reach the minimum time slot, yellow, followed by red, and you have a 30-second of grace period. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hazim. I'm handing over to Toastmaster Glenn. Toastmaster Glenn, icebreaker speech. I am Glenn. Glenn, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Can I request the timer to pin himself, please? So, because I am having a brouhaha moment right now. I got stuck in traffic. I'm at a friend's place. I'm sitting in his kid's room, who's 8 years old, and I'm sitting on a small little chair to give my speech. So bear with me. If you can just pin yourself, I would really appreciate that. Okay. Just a minute. Let me just see if I can see the timer. Yes, perfect, great. Okay, I am ready to go. How many of you have heard the quote, when life gives you lemons, you have a brouhaha moment? I'm just kidding. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, right? So, great. How many of you have heard necessity is the mother of invention? Hands up. Not many? Okay, I guess, oh, I can see some, great. But it can also fuel your life's ambition. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dignitaries, and distinguished guests. My name is Glenn Ferreira, and I'm going to tell you exactly how these two quotes are interrelated, where I'm related. So, I was born in Mumbai, India, and I was the only second child, the brouhaha child of my mother, the only second child. After me, she decided not to have any more. That was it. The menace was born. I grew up in a mixed neighborhood, and the mixed neighborhood gave me another name because I used to celebrate Diwali, Christmas, and Eid. I was known as the Abdul Narayan D'Souza of the lane. It was a fun time. I had an older sibling as well, and he's happily married, and he lives with my mother back in India. I'm happily married too. I have a 9-year-old Dennis the Menace, and it's my karma whenever I look at her. It's that moment's coming back to me. Whatever grief I gave to my mother, that's the grief I'm getting from her. But I'm loving it, literally loving it. So let me narrate a couple of incidents which kind of changed my life, or rather shaped my life. At the age of 12, with the untimely demise of my father, everything was taken away from me. Right from my school, to my clothing, to my food, everything was just haywire. At a very young age of probably 13 and 14, I was already doing odd jobs. I was the handyman with the camera lights. I was working in the florist shop, making bouquets some days and making wreaths some days. I was also working for a transport company and doing invoices, maybe learning a little bit of banking along the way. But you know, life moves on. It kind of taught me a lot of things. It also gave me my pocket money. It made me buy my second-hand bicycle. That was the most pride of my life, that this was my very first gift that I got myself. But it also taught me a lot of other things as well. For example, when you're going to the real estate company and you're looking for paying guests, how the dogs should not chase you. How do you avoid those dogs? So it was a big movement for me. After that, as I moved on to college, I applied for a captain's job at a premium restaurant, hoping that I would get the coat. But what unfolded was a completely different scenario. Much to my grief, I was given a bow and I was told that you would have to be a server. Half-heartedly, I did have to take up the job. I guess that's what was meant to be. But the fun part was I learned the trade very quickly. I was able to turn tables faster, meaning in an evening, if you could turn 2 tables, I was able to turn it 2 times over. That is 4 tables, more tips, more money, more revenue. The owners were happy with me. I was happy with myself. I was also the favorite go-to guy of the Bollywood celebrities. I don't know why. Maybe because I was young, or maybe I would sneak in that extra little papad for them. Whatever. I was happy with that. Realizing that I had a liking for the hospitality profession, I took up an apprenticeship course at the Hotel Ambassadors. And I grew up there. For 5 years, I was there with them. I did my college during the day. I worked in the night. And it helped me pay my fees. It also gave me a lot of friends. And I then also took up this profession as I decided to further educate myself. So after my graduation, I also took up a diploma in hotel management. And the very people who had taught me, trained me, were now reporting to me. What more could you ask in life? So there was one incident which I would like to narrate to you, that when I applied for the hotel management, mind you, it wasn't very cheap to kind of get into hotel management. But there also, I always had the hand of God over me, where the directress explained to me that as a special case, I will allow you to pay your fees in installment. After that, there was no stopping me. I was absorbed by the Taj group of hotels after I finished. After that, I was with the Abu Dhabi Hilton, where I moved on. And after that, I have worked with multiple brands from Fuddruckers, Muya Burger, Marble Slab Creamery, so on and on and on. So there's a lot of things that happened. So as I look back, I have no qualms of the hands that life dealt me. It made me a stronger person. It made me the person who I am today. My necessities made me invent and reinvent to evolve into the person that I am today. So if you ask me, the lessons learned were hard and fast, but they were necessary and will stay with me for the rest of my life. To end, I would once again re-quote, when life gives you lemons, make your lemonade, don't brood over them. And trust me when I say necessity is the mother of invention, which also fuels your ambition. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Oh my goodness, and that's what we call an icebreaker. I have learned so much about you. I'm going to call up our amazing evaluator, Toastmaster Arya, to give you an evaluation. She is the mother of two, and that is her strength and her superpower. Toastmaster Arya.
Good evening, everyone. Toastmaster Glenn Ferreira. I think your name kind of rhymes with Ferrari if I misspell it, your surname. When life gives you lemonade, when life gives you lemon, you make lemonade. For me, mojito works. You started with quotes. Toastmaster Glenn, you are a confident speaker, and it was your icebreaker. You explained your life story in the format that you were a second child and actually a birth control for your parents. Yeah, second child kind of do that. My son was a birth control pill for me too. And the word Abdul Narayan, this was a kind of made a ring in my head. And your 9-year-old Karma, your daughter. You are a master of many hats. And you spoke about your life journey from the struggle in your younger years, and how what struck me about you, Toastmaster Glenn, is that your perseverance and your positivity reflects in your personality. All the struggles that you mentioned, they always had a positive impact and a story. You went on talking about your hospitality industry, and even how did you apply for your hotel management also had a story roped in it. Your screen presence is actually was very good. You sat in a perfect position, and to be very frank, I would not say that you should be standing up and saying, because it's a Zoom platform, the most important thing is that you connected with the audience. It was like that you were talking to me about your life journey, and it is a pleasure for me to know you, Toastmaster Glenn. Your speech was clear. You had a clear diction. On and on, I would say, if I have to give you a recommendation, and I know you are not a new Toastmaster, you could have had your speech a little bit better. You could have started with your childhood memories, then about your family life, and then your personal life, and how Toastmasters journey as well helped you in getting that positive perspective in your life. So all in all, a very positive speech, Toastmaster Glenn. It's a pleasure knowing you, and congratulations for your icebreaker speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Brouhaha, the evaluation.
Brouhaha. Thank you, Toastmaster Aria, a lady that stepped off the aeroplane, found a room, doing an icebreaker evaluation on the spot because I changed the agenda. And I hope that you guys are okay with that. Ladies and gentlemen, the final big moment has arrived. We have a lot of small little moments, but this one is the big one. We have with us the world champion of public speaking 2015. And I know I'm biased, but by far he is my favorite world champion. Sorry, Mohammed. Now that we have a South African in the room, you have competition. Mohammaed Qahtani, who is he? What is he? And what is he going to do? Ladies and gentlemen, to track this man down and to get him to be present is a journey of more than 3 years. I met him the first time and the only time in Dubai when they had a conference where 3 world champions shared the stage, and I was mind blown. I'm going to try to be funny by keeping quiet and listening to what this man has to say. Please put your hands together for not one, the only Mohammaed Qahtani. Woohoo! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Thank you, Sanya. Can you all hear me? Am I audible?
Perfect.
Yes, you are.
Can you see my weird face? All right, let's begin. All right, my fellow Toastmasters. First of all, thank you so much for having me. And today I'm not talking to you as the world champion. I'm talking to you as a former stand-up comedian. You know, back in my old days when I was young and cute, I know it's hard to believe, but I used to do some stand-up comedy. And today I'm gonna just give some tips on how you can write jokes. I know a lot of people might think, I'm not really a funny person. I don't even know how to tell jokes. Well, Exhibit A. For those of people who have met me in person, they can tell you that I'm not really a funny person. However, jokes can be taught how to write. So it's like I'm gonna share with you some tips on how you can write some jokes, and then I'm gonna talk about the delivery of the joke in an order. In a way that you nail the punchline. So basically, a joke consists of a premise, a setup, and a punchline. So the premise is where the joke is happening, then the setup is the thing leading up to the joke, and then the punchline is what makes people laugh, basically. First of all, where you can drive jokes from. Now, there are 3 things that you can do to drive jokes. First is you can do it from a situation. And these are abundant, actually. Anything that you go through in your entire day could be turned into a humorous speech, or could be turned into a stand-up routine. You're standing in line at the cashier at your local grocery store. Look around. Look at the type of people that, go there and get on your nerves. There's a stand-up comedy there. You're going to the gym and you notice the type of people in the gym. There's a humorous speech in there too. You go to a Toastmaster meeting and you see club members. There's always a humorous speech in that too. So this is the first way that you can drive humor out of a situation. The second way that you can do it is from a person. You can drive jokes on a person. That's what and that's, for example, what roasts are. If I'm asked to roast a person, I can just poke fun at that person and bring some jokes about that person. But you have to be careful. If the person is a well-known person, he might laugh at the first few jokes, and then after that, and then it might get, under his nerve. Unless you know the person really well and you know that the person can take a joke, then I can do that. Or you can drive a joke about an anonymous person that nobody knows. So you start your speech by a description of the person, maybe how tall he is, how he looks, and then the funny things that he does or the jokes that you can drive it from. So you can do it based on a situation or based on a person. Now, writing jokes. I'm gonna go through some techniques that can help you, even if you think that you're not funny, that can help you to come up with jokes. And the first technique is called exaggeration. Now, exaggeration is to take something and describe it in a way that it's so exaggerated that it doesn't make sense. And the bigger the exaggeration, the funnier the punchline will be. Here's an example. One day I was driving in the highway and I came across a town, a very small town, a town so small, the entry and the exit sign are on the same pole. Now, why is that funny? Because the town is so small. How small is it? The entry and the exit sign to the town are on the same pole, which means the town is just the width of a pole. It doesn't make sense, of course, but that's what makes it funny. And you can do it with any description that you might want. How tall a thing is, or how short it is, or how big it is, or how small it is, or how beautiful it is, or how ugly it is. So, you know, when you watch stand-up comedy routines and they do your mama jokes, so your mama jokes are basically exaggeration jokes. Your mama's so fat, so-and-so. Your mama's so ugly, so-and-so. So these jokes are based on exaggeration. And as I said, you can do it on any description that you might want. For example, let me pick on one of you guys, if you don't mind. Let's go to Mark. So I'm gonna do a joke on Mark. Mark is so handsome. So handsome, in fact, that George Clooney sent him a friend request. So you see why that joke is funny. Why? Because George Clooney is like the epitome of what handsome is. And when George Clooney sends you a friend request, you must be smoking hot, right? So that's an example of how you can drive jokes out of an exaggeration. So do you guys want to take an exercise? Is that allowed? Are we allowed within the are we allowed within the time? So I want someone, okay, I want someone to poke fun at me. All right. Mr. Qahtani is so unappealing or so ugly that what? So how you can do it? Now, the thing that you want to describe is ugliness, right? Now, I want you to think of the ugliest thing that you ever seen, or the ugliest thing that people have ever seen. Anybody want to give me an example?
Toastmaster Abdullah Fair.
Really? Okay, I'm not gonna pick on any one of you guys. No, just give me an example of some.
Abdul volunteered, and then
No.
there's Sammy as well.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Do you want me to finish the sentence which you said about Mohammaed Qahtani?
Yes, Mr. Qahtani is so ugly.
DTM Mohammaed Qahtani is so ugly that my dog, when he sees him, he doesn't bark.
There you go. See, now that's funny. Why? Because dogs usually bark at something that's scary or something, you know, that's terrifying. I am so ugly that even a dog won't even bark at me. So that is a perfect example of what an exaggeration is. So how we can do exaggeration? Take something that you want to describe, and take the adjectives that you want to actually describe. You know, length, width, height, weight, whatever, and think of then the most extreme example of it, and use that as a punchline. The second type of humor, or the second technique of humor, is pun humor. Now, pun humor depends a lot on words, or the play of words. And the way to do pun humor is to take a word that might have multiple meanings, or a phrase that might have multiple meanings. And when you do that, you drive the humor from the second meaning of the word. Or you can take a word or two words that might sound the same, and drive the humor from the second part. And I'll give you an example of that. If I said to you the word wild, what does wild mean? Anybody? wild.
Not
When I say wild.
not refined.
Okay, so maybe you're thinking of a wild animal, right? Something that lives in the wild, right? However, also the word wild has a different meaning. When I say wild, what also comes to mind? Woo, you know, I'm kind of a wild person. Exactly,
Yeah,
a wild person. So if I said to you, a wild animal, what does that mean?
Dangerous animal.
An animal that lives in the wild, right? However, the word wild, as we said earlier, might have a different meaning. And I can derive the humor from the second meaning of the word. So I can say something like this. My cat is a wild animal. She comes home drunk every single night. Now, why is that funny? Because wild animal means an animal in the wild, but I use the word wild meaning, you know, a person who parties and drinks a lot. So that's an example of using pun humor. Another example, as I said, is using a word that might sound the same, or two words that might sound. Two words might which might sound the same. And here's an example. My brother was trying to reach the meat on the top shelf, but he couldn't reach it. He looked at me and he said, "The stakes are too high." So the word steak, S-T-A-K-E, has a meaning, and S-T-E-A-K has a meaning as well. But both words sound the same. So you derive humor from the second word. The steak is too high, but I meant the steak as in the meat is too high. So that's the second way of how you can derive humor. The third way that you can do humor is what I like to call misdirection. And this is easy to implement. Now, in misdirection is when you tell a statement or when you tell a story and the audience expects it to go one way. But the punchline is when you turn it completely opposite and you mean something completely different. Here's an example. I walked into my house the other day, and when I walked into the living room, I saw my son. He fell on the table. He hit his head on the side of the table, and there was blood everywhere. And I thought, oh my God, I just cleaned the carpet. Now, why is that funny? Because people thought, oh my God, I'm worried about my son. Turns out, I'm worried more about the carpet. And that's what makes it funny. So you tell a statement or you tell a story, and when people expect it to go one way, you turn it around and you mean something completely different. So this is called misdirection. The next type of technique on writing jokes is what I like to call the rule of three. Now, this is by far the easiest way that you can do, jokes or do humor. And for those of you who said, I don't know how to do humor or how to be funny, start with this one because it's very easy to implement. Now, the rule of three is when you mention three things, the first two are normal. And the last one is either the opposite or abnormal or out of the ordinary. So, for example, I had a friend who's an expert in breeding animals. This guy can breed anything: a dog, a cat, a chair. Now, it's funny why, because dogs and cats you can breed. A chair you can't. So it's a bit of an exaggeration, but also you give two things that's normal, and the third thing that's abnormal or opposite. So, for example, if you know, if you remember the World Champions 2017 speech, Mr. Manoj, and his speech, he was talking about, I had a nice life, a nice job, a nice hair, but he was bald. So nice job, nice hair. I'm like nice job, nice life, normal. Nice hair doesn't make sense because we can all see that he's bald. And that's what made it funny. And that's why people laughed. The next technique in humor is called reference humor. Now, in reference humor, you can do a reference to something that people already know, something like common within the society that you're in, something people are used to, or you can do a reference to an area or to a piece on your speech that came earlier, and you mention it later in the speech, but make it in a punchline that makes it sound funny. So an example of that is the 2014 World Championship of public speaking. And the speech title was, "I see something in you, but I don't know what it is." And Mr. Hitirachi, throughout his entire speech, he kept repeating that catchphrase, "I see something in you, but I don't know what it is." And he went on, "I see something in you, but I don't know what it is." And then later on in his speech, he was talking to his wife, and he said to her, "Baby, why did you marry me?" And she looked at me and she said, "I saw something in you, and I still don't know what it is." And people laughed at that. Why? Because he referenced that catchphrase in his speech throughout. You can use a reference to something that's happening, I mean, like as of a current event. For example, I can make a joke and say, "I was going out with this girl once. It was a very nice date. We had a wonderful time. And by the end of the night, I leaned in for the kiss. But then I stopped myself. Wait, let me just remove the mask." And then I leaned back in. So why is that funny? Because people know that we're going through COVID times. And so the mask joke will I mean, like people will laugh at it because they know we're going through this COVID time thing. So these are some techniques that can help you to write jokes. Start, as I said, with a story or a situation that you're going through or a person that you want to talk about, and then drive jokes about it. For example, if you want to make jokes about yourself, then start describing how fast you walk. Use exaggeration. Start telling a story and then use and try to misdirect your audience into another punchline. Try the rule of three. Try pun humor if you're really good with words. That's kind of like my weakness. I'm not really good with words, but if you are, then maybe okay. Then maybe I can use the pun humor. So these are some easy techniques that can help you to write jokes. Now, I'm going to talk briefly about how you can nail the punchline in terms of
Is that part of the show?
You are muted, Mohammed.
Can you hear me all?
Yep, you're back.
Okay, all right. I just want to see if I can see the timer or not. Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna go briefly about the delivery of the jokes. First of all, and this is most importantly, remember, do not be the first person to laugh at your own jokes. I've seen this a lot with comedians and sometimes with humor speakers. They give a joke and then and they're smiling at the joke. It lessens the impact of the joke. The joke comes more naturally if you give it with a straight face. So if I gave the earliest joke, and I said, my brother was trying to reach for the meat on the top shelf, and then he looked at me and he said, "Oh, I can't. The steak is too high." You see, now the joke is not really as funny as much. But if I said, but then he said, "I can't. The steak is too high." Now it has more impact because I gave the joke with a straight face. Second thing, when it comes to delivery, always remember, when it comes to jokes or giving and just giving humor, you always have a 50-50 chance of your jokes working or bombing. I've done some jokes that I wrote and I thought it's hilarious and I got nothing. Now, when that happens, it's very important that you do not let that get to you. And how do you do that? The minute that you walk onto the stage, you are under the belief that my jokes, there's a 50-50 chance it might work, it might not work. If it works and people laughed, that's great. If it did not work, I'm already prepared to move on to the next joke. Why? Because I've seen people when they give a punchline and they just wait. You got like they are waiting for the audience to laugh, but that never happens. And that lessens your performance as a comedian or as a humorous or like as a humorous speaker. Now times to who you can poke fun at. And this is very important because I know when it comes to humorous speeches within the Toastmasters fraternity, we are really careful, but I know a lot of you might want to take this on the road and maybe do an open mic at a stand-up comedy club. And you have to be very careful not to offend anybody. And in this day and age, with the whole like of people trying to be, PC about all the jokes and like to be like politically, kind of correct. You tend to worry when you write a joke. You might write a very funny joke about people who are overweight, and the joke might be extremely funny. But then there might be some people in the audience who are overweight. You might write a joke about a certain race or a certain nationality or a certain people, and you might get some laughs in the audience, but it also comes out as distasteful. Here's one thing that I've noticed, especially in Toastmasters, when people do humorous speeches. In every humorous speech, there's always a speaker who poke fun at his wife, or she pokes fun at her husband. And it comes out as a person who just pokes fun at all women, or a woman who's poking fun at all men. And the first few jokes might laugh, it might actually just get you a laugh and people were laughing, but then after a while, like, why? Because you already offended people. So in order for you to make sure that you don't offend anybody, there are two things that you can do. First, poke fun at yourself. And that's the easiest because you cannot offend anybody. You're poking fun at yourself. I had a friend of mine in a humorous contest, and he was overweight, and his whole speech was about him struggling with weight, and it came out completely funny, even though he did some what you can call fat jokes, but nobody took offense because he himself is overweight, so he was safe in that regard. If you're a man, poke fun at all men. We're not gonna be offended. If you're a woman, poke fun at all women. So that makes you be in the safe area. Poke fun at yourself or poke fun at who you are. For example, if you are an Indian, you can poke fun at Indian people. Nobody will be, but I cannot, but like if I did that, it will come out as, it's a bit of a bad taste. If you are from the Middle East, poke fun at like Middle East people. If you are white, poke fun at white people. If you are dark-skinned, poke fun at dark-skinned people. But nobody will be offended because you are one of them. And you can see that actually when you watch stand-up comedy, you can see a comedian who's white, and when he does jokes that might touch on black people, he tries to avoid it, but he can make fun of white people all he wants because he knows he's white too. He cannot offend anybody. Black people do the same thing too. They make fun of themselves. But if a white comedian would do that, it might come out as a bad taste. And finally, please have fun with it. When you do humor, you make people laugh. And to me, honestly, it's the best feeling. And like, I would rather give a stand-up comedy rather than giving a motivational speech. Why? Because when people laugh, it's like you're a doctor. You're just healing people just by making them laugh. And if you are not sure if your jokes are gonna work, try to test it in a Toastmaster club. And here you have a very wonderful environment because it's a club for comedy. So if you want to be a stand-up comedian, for example, write a stand-up comedy like routine, call your club and say, you know what, I have this stand-up comedy routine. I want to try it out on you guys. Try it and see the reactions. Why? Because some jokes might be extremely funny to you, but the audience are not going to get, especially if it's a reference humor. I might give a reference about Star Wars, but not all of my audience are Star Wars fans. I might think it's funny, but the audience might not actually just get it. So what's funny to you might not be funny to your audience, and you're not giving a speech for yourself, you're giving it for them. So you have to tailor it to whatever they like and whatever they're gonna laugh at. And please try to break out from the Toastmaster environment and try to test this in stand-up comedy clubs. I mean, like in the stand-up comedy clubs or like open mic nights. I know everywhere they have these. They have like an open mic night. Go there, write your name down. I know that you're gonna say, well, what if I go there and I'm gonna bomb? Who cares? Right? Who cares? Now, why I say this, because yes, even though the Toastmaster fraternity is very empowering and we always evaluate to motivate, but you want to really test your skills in the real world. So write a stand-up comedy routine and test it in your club first. If it works, then go to an open mic night and say, I want to try myself there. Do it. If you bombed, it's not the end of the world. I have bombed countless times, but at least you get a feel of what the people might laugh at. And as I said, always have fun with it. Thank you so much for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a silent applause for our champion, Toastmaster Mohammaed Qahtani. Mohammaed, you have given us such amazing golden nuggets. I think I'm going to chew them for the next few weeks. I honestly had so much to take away from this. And Toastmaster Sami, I hope you are ready for some editing. Toastmaster Khaled, I am ready to try this. But before we continue and I try my stand-up comedy skills, ladies and gentlemen, one last round of applause to our champ. Thank you, Mohammaed. What an honor to have you, to learn from the best. Honestly, you know, I saw your humorous speeches and then, you know, international. And Toastmaster Samir did the same, Toastmaster Sami did the same. They became humorous masters and then they became international masters. So the same with, I saw Samira Khan here earlier on. She was my first mentor and absolute comedian. Thank you for those absolute golden nuggets. As I said, I have a basket full and I'm going to eat them for the next few weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for joining us tonight. Much, much appreciated.
Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mohammaed, thank you. Now, Toastmaster Sami. Toastmaster Sami is our table topics master of the evening. I have no idea what is brewing in this pot. In South Africa, we have a big black pot that's like round and we put it on the fire and we call it potjie kos. It is where you just put all kind of meat, all kind of vegetables. It's like a stew, but we call it a potjie kos. So I think that tonight, Sami is going to have a potjie kos. There's a pot, it's called a potjie, and kos is food. Toastmaster Sami, over to you, table topics master.
Thank you, DTM Sinelia. Well, people who know me, I am kind of a drama person. I love drama. And today I found the word brouhaha to be an equivalent word for drama. I like to make drama out of everything. So tonight I'm making a brouhaha from everything that happened today. Guess what? Mohammaed Qahtani, I have admitted you to this meeting today. Yes, I am. I was given the right to admit members and I admitted most of the DTM. DTM Balaji, I have admitted you today. Yes, when everyone was so excited that Mohammaed Qahtani is there, they would have left you at the reception. I have admitted you so smoothly and quickly. All of you, fellow Toastmasters, guests and members, you only got so smoothly to this meeting because I have just admit it, Medhat as well as you. Whenever you allow me to be a host in a Zoom meeting, I feel it's an obligation for me. I can't wait, keep people in the waiting room. Few of you today were left for a few moments. I deliberately kept you there because I needed to check out more for security. We had a lot of VIPs and I could not just let you in without checking that you come with no weapons whatsoever. But today, I'm going to make it up for you by providing you a beautiful, probably unprecedented in most of your experience as Toastmasters, kind of well-crafted, tailor-made, customized table topic session. Now, I'm not going to tell you what's going to go about. I'm going to ask you to split yourself into groups. So I will ask for 3 types of volunteers to come onto this competition game or game that we are going to play. Now, basically, we have around 45 people in this meeting today, or less or more. Well, the number are just going up and down. Now we are at 36, just like a stock market, up and down. But I want you all to keep your camera off if you don't mind, and switch it on evenly if you would like to be a volunteer in the first round of a table topic session. So I want to have volunteers in the first round. Who would like to volunteer? See, when you give a chance for people who sound so excited, they all go and turn their camera off. All right, fantastic. I have, mashallah, Abdul Fattah. I have Singra Raju. I'm known also for pronouncing the non-Arabic name completely wrong, so please spare me. I'm just not even good in any non-Arabic name, okay? Even Peter, I would rather say Peter Wong. I hope it's correct. So keep your camera on only if you are ready for this round. Now, of course, I'm not going to say what is it going to be about, but once I start the briefing, you can't just turn your camera on and say, sorry, I just joined. No, you missed the opportunity. So, ala ona, ala do, ala tre, I've got only 5 participants with the camera on. 1, 2, and 3. Now, please, members of the show, don't turn your camera on. We will have a chance for round 2 with the different rules and different games. All right, now we have 5 members speaking, and what we are going to do, please don't turn your camera off. Now I need you to stick in. Now you know the timer is Hazim, so Hazim, his camera is off on, doesn't make a difference. Mr. Mirza, are you playing games with us? Keep the camera on, sir, because you made it on. You're part of the game. Now,
I wasn't knowing I'm part of the game. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Well, you put the camera on and you stepped into the zone. So in front of the world champions, do you want to embarrass yourself or what?
I do want to embrace. I can embrace this, no problem.
All right. Now, what are we going to do now? I'm going to start with a line. It's a storyline. And I will have on the chat box mentioning the name of the name of the person whom his camera is on. If you see your name coming up, what you need to do is to pick up the last word said by your previous speaker and continue the story that we started. Very simple, very easy. The only twist here is that each one will speak for 45 seconds. And then I will mention the word of the second speaker. And we will have 2 rounds, 45 and another 45. So you're going to get the chance to speak twice. And that's your 2 minutes today. Are you all ready? So I've got now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, but Madam Santosh, are you with us, speaker, or are you with us, speaker?
Yes, I'm guest speaker, please.
So, but are you a Toastmaster or are you guest in Toastmasters?
No. Sorry, no.
Okay, can you turn your camera off and then we'll give you a chance to speak in the coming phrase, please. You were just about to get yourself in trouble. All right. I'm going to start with someone I felt so fascinated to entertain today. So probably I would just reveal it and start with them. But again, keep your eyes on the chat box and you will see the names of the participants. The timer doesn't have to participate in this game. I'm going to manage the timing on my own because it's just 45 seconds per speaker. I've got my stopwatch and my smartphone ready. All right. starting with Toastmaster. So I'm starting the story and then I will write the name. All right. My life has always been a series of drama, a drama that has never stopped.
I tried to stop the drama, but you know, every time I speak, my wife makes a brouhaha out of everything. When I got married to her, I thought she was a better woman, passive, because I'm an alpha, I'm assertive. And guess what? I discovered that she's an alpha like me. So what we did, we never stopped. We were at each other's throats every day till I became wiser. And I used the power of silence. And every time she says anything, I smile and I say nothing. She goes mad, say something. I just smile and I say nothing. And that's my advice to anybody who's married. Never argue with your wife, just smile and say nothing.
The most dangerous thing in this world is smile. Try doing it when your wife is angry at you and watch the reaction. It is going to multiply 10 times. Try smiling when someone is giving an inspiring speech. He will definitely not like it. Try smiling at Abdul Fattah when he's trying to inspire you. You will see the other side of him. And Siku will automatically come up on the screen just like that. So smiling, smile at the right time. Smile for the right reason. Smile for the right cause.
Who is this?
Peter.
Peter, I am next.
Yes.
Well, just I have said that I am from California, and actually I live in Hollywood. And you know, Hollywood is the capital of entertainment of the whole world. There are theater, there are drama, and there are many comedy clubs also. There are more than dozens, if not hundreds of them, and I love comedy. And as today is brouhaha, I am the first time in the comedy club in the Middle East. That is the Dubai comedy. People say that people, Western hemispheres or Eastern hemispheres, they have different sense of humor. And well, I would say that is true. I travel all around the world, but I have found one sense in common. That is, when there's a comedy club in the club, and the people are happy and happy. That is the principle of my life, because I strongly believe in the theories of Aristotle. Aristotle says, Aristotle is the Greek philosopher, as you know. Happiness is the only sense of life. Happiness is the purpose of life. And I found my happiness in the Dubai Comedy Club today on the Sunday morning. Thank you.
Mirza.
Happiness. You know, the whole world is behind happiness and no one exactly knows how to get it. Now, to be happy in every situation, you should never lose your child's heart. You should never lose your child's heart. If you feel like hitting at a bald man with oil in your hand, do it, no problem. If however he reacts, that's another matter. If you feel laughing at someone, if you feel you have to do something, something funny, if you want to pull someone's tail, pull it, let him spin. That doesn't matter. But your happiness and your humor and your lively heart is more important than whatever the world feels.
Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes when you want the true happiness. Welcome to the hell. This was just a joke. Don't take seriously. Happiness that comes by your humorous things. In your life, at every place is happiness, but it depends on your way to looking happiness. One person food is poison for other. It does not mean if you are happy, then everyone should be happy. True happiness means you can spread the happiness with all among.
Good job, good job, good job, good job. Now that was a warm-up session for all of you. The challenge now in round 2 is that I'm reducing the time and each participant will get only 30 seconds. The challenge you all are going to entertain yourself with. You need to carry on a storyline. No need for a message. We want to see a drama storyline. And your first word must be the very last word said by the previous speaker. Your first word must be the last word said by the previous speaker. Now I start the storyline now and launch the story. There are so many wars in this world that has to end, but there is this one particular war between Tom and Jerry. This war, we should never aim to stop.
Stop? Did you say stop? You're repeating it again, stop? You know what this reminds me? In 1973, when I landed in England, my lady asked me, what's your name? I said, Abdul Fattah Naya. I just gave it to her full whack. And she said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I cannot say this. I have to call you Sonny Boy. And for 4 years, when I was studying in there, I even forgot my name. Everybody calls me Sonny Boy. Even this little monkey now, he does call me Sonny Boy. My wife calls me Sonny Boy. Am I Sonny Boy? Am I a boy? At 68, I'm not a boy.
Boy. What are we talking about? We are talking about Tom the Fattah. He is so naughty that he always smiles for no reason and gets excited at the wrong times, wrong intervals, which is very bad. So let's get Jerry in motion. When there's Jerry in motion, there is a tough war which is going to take place. And that is where the real humor comes in. Mirza, over to you.
Comes in. What comes in easy goes out easy. So humor may come in, but it doesn't stay. That is where the real humor comes in. You're talking about Tom and Jerry, those fictional characters which are not the real, but I have a lot of Tom and Jerry's at home and in my neighborhood. And those people are enough to entertain me for all my life.
Nathan.
In all my life, Tom and Jerry till I watched. I have some CDs that I used in CD players in my childhood. What thing I learned from that? Tom and Jerry is like a bond of friendship. Until you can't follow each other and try to beat each other, you never learn anything. Over to you.
Woo! That was brouhaha speakers creating drama out of nowhere. That was one round and second round of warm-up. Thank you very much, participants. Now we look for more volunteers. If you would like to volunteer for round 2 with different rules to the game, who would like to volunteer for round 2? Today, we are not pushing people. Today, we nominate them. For example, Toastmaster Samir, you've been nominated. If you keep your camera on, that means you want some more.
You want me to switch off?
Well, if you are done, if you are done with it, switch it off. If you are still want to go for round 2, if you keep your camera on, we'll pick on you. So Toastmaster Samir, you've been nominated. Who else? Oh, DTM Samir Yunus. DTM Samir Yunus, you've been nominated overseas to be part of this table topic session.
So is it Samir or Samir? Because Samir is my father.
Well, I'm actually getting both of you.
Okay.
Samir Al-Jabiri and Samir Yunus. If we have Samir Al-Jabiri here, I would be so happy. Samir.
Nazir Al-Qasim, DTM Nazir Al-Qasim.
Lovely. And also we have Mr. Nazir Al-Qasim who came late and he's eating alone. So we should engage him with us. So the only way you can stop him from eating is to make him speak. You're muted, Toastmaster.
I'm drinking, I'm not eating. Wallahi, it's my tea.
No worries. All right, we have 3 speakers for round 2. Now,
as long as you're sober,
absolutely. So we have 3 champions of speaking. Nazir, are you the speaker who once in Abu Dhabi delivered a winning humorous speech, How to Lie?
Yes, it's called Mohammed Isa. He looks like me 100%. And he always say, Nazir, why you are taking the fame and I'm doing all the work?
I'm telling you, I was there to attend that speech in Abu Dhabi. And I'm telling you, you stolen his fame, no doubt. Imagine 10 years ago and we still remember such a speech. This is why we all Toastmasters. Now, we will have a table topic session. Normal rule, I have a question for each one of you, and you are going to have 2 minutes to talk about it. That's simple.
Go ahead.
Except for the fact that every 30 seconds, I'm going to write a word in the chat box, and you need to smoothly inject that word in your storyline where audience would not even notice that. Get ready for the show. Toastmaster Samir, fix your Zoom camera because, keep your camera on all the time. We want to watch all of your presence here because some people, sometimes when I told them turn your camera off and ask you to make it on, somehow they didn't show up when I called for their names.
Okay.
All right. The timing rule is simple: 1 minute, 1 minute and a half, and 2 minutes. And then you wrap it up at the end of it. Nazir, I'm starting with you because you're the most senior among us, and we would like to start with the wisdom people.
Are you telling me I am older than all of you?
I said the most wiser person among all of us.
Okay.
Because the two other teenagers might drive us in the walls. So we keep the highest in weight for the end. All right, Toastmaster Nazir. If you would have built a factory, what would you produce to the world and why? If you would have built a factory, what would you produce to the world and why?
Thank you for this wonderful question. But where is the word in the chat? I'm looking at the chat. There is no words at all.
I will inject the word every 30 seconds.
But table topic master, let me tell you, if I want to find one factory that will help the whole world, it will be milk. And you know why? Because milk, we start drinking it from we were children, even infants. We start drinking the milk from the mother. Now, we don't have mother, we are old now. I still need milk. So I would like to make everyone encouraged to drink milk because it will make you grow every day 1 inch. Not in the brain, not in the body, but in your belly, because your belly will be full of a lot of food and watermelon. Is that what I say? Because if you look at the milk, it is white. But if you look inside the watermelon, it's really red. So I'm mixed up. You want to go for white milk or red milk? I would go for white milk. No, believe me, I'm not talking about jocks. What's this word coming into this picture? It confused me. I cannot even continue. Jocks has nothing to do with my milk. Please be concentrating on the milk because the milk is the #1 food that will help everyone, whether you are a child or if you are married. Because if you are married, you will have to have milk. You know what I mean? Milk is excellent for you to make you stronger and to be always wiser. So if you are married or not married, doesn't matter. Drink milk. This is my advice for everyone. And if you drink milk, you will make a lot of profit because I believe I made a lot of profits from drinking milk alone. Now, if I tell you I'm gonna close this factory and no more milk for everyone because I'm now so rich with a lot of profit, I don't care about the factories. I close everything, no more milk for everyone because you are not listening to me, not drinking your milk. Please, if you want to be very good, having good life, married with a lot of profit, drink milk now before it closes. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nazir. Beautiful, beautiful. That's exactly how these other less wisdom people, Toastmasters, would have to carry it forward. Samir, unmute yourself. It's your turn. Face it, bro. You can make it.
Okay. Let's see what's gonna come up.
I was so funny until I get married. I was so funny until I get married. Toastmaster Samir.
I was so funny until I got married. But the truth is, I never did. Since I finished my speech back in 2018, everyone has been still asking me exactly the same question. Samir, did you get married? Samir, did you get married? And I believe that was actually the curse of my life that I actually did that speech, because it never happened. And I believe that it will never happen until I break that curse again and do another speech to reverse it. So I've been looking for the reverse speech, but I need some help. And probably this is exactly why I came here today, because I want some help to reverse that speech. Even though my voice is a little bit shaking at the minute because I'm not feeling well. I just took actually my booster shot of AstraZeneca and the farming farm. But I was told that this is usual, it's normal, it's the after effect of having the boosters of AstraZeneca, and I'll probably feel a little bit different if I mix Sinopharm with other vaccines. But I'm okay. I'm okay, and I think this is not gonna change the reason why I am here today. I think I am very sharp and with you in this minute, and everyone can hear me very clearly. If anything, I would advise everyone to try and stay away from marriage topics on the stage, because this can affect your life in a very dramatic way, by the way, like what it did to me, right? It can really affect your life in a very dramatic way that you might, for your life. If you are married already, you might get divorced the next day. Now, this might be a very bad tip that I'm giving to some of the people, but yes, you have to be careful with the choice that you're doing when you speak on the stage, because it is, it can be a lifetime decision when you take that. Thank you very much, and over to you.
Lovely, lovely, Samir. Now, DTM Samir, come on board, please. Bring all the weight you have on the table. We need it all. We need it all.
I'm trying to connect from my laptop for easier movement. I'm somebody who loves to move.
We're not going to expect you to dance anyways, in case you thought we were. We
Damn,
are not interested. We were not interested in any earthquake around this Zoom room meeting.
Okay. So I guess it just worked.
I've just admitted you, and that's the best I do when I'm a host.
Yeah, admitting people.
Yes, you are. So would you like to turn off this camera and switch on the other one?
Yes, 1 second. Join, okay, sorry, yes. No, join computer audio.
Your gym coach is calling, I guess. Oh, now you scared me. All right, Samir.
Yes.
Would you rather be overloved or overfed by your loved ones? Would you rather be overloved or overfed by your loved ones?
People who are overweight have something against the word over. So you have to be very careful when you use the word over. To speak a little bit seriously on the matter, when you say over, it means you have determined a limit, whether it's a limit for love or a limit for food or a limit for money. I hate setting limits because that
puts down your expectations. Now, there are some limits, however, when you eat bananas, because when you eat 2 bananas, 3 bananas, your body will reject that. You will go bananas yourself. So when you have the word, again, it's setting a limit, and I don't like setting limits. There is nothing called overloved or overjoyed or over, unless you go overboard and you get a heartbreak with those oversurge of emotions. They say in Arabic, there's a saying that you should have a limit for loving people. Don't overlove them or overhate them, because if you overhate somebody, they might become your friends. If you overlove somebody and tell them your secret, they might become your enemies. So that's where you need to watch those limits for the heartbreak. But you need to be honest. You need to act with honesty and integrity. Don't be a slime. Don't move around without sharing your true feelings. Don't hide those feelings, and don't give people what they want to hear to get what you want and then throw in. Now, I know the word over is a hated word for me because I'm overweight and I'm not in shape, but guess what? Round is a shape. Over to you.
Woo! That's all about it when your words are shaping your speech at the end of it. Lovely. Now we are concluding with 2 volunteers who are going to get a normal table topic with no interruptions, but little tricky. Who wants to volunteer now from the audience who found that today shouldn't pass by without sharing their voice with the world? Who would like to step up? I've seen DTM Balaji. All right, Sunila, and I would like to nominate DTM Balaji. The world is calling to hear your voice as well.
Balaji is going to be a speaker after this.
All right, then
So let's
Toastmaster
give
Zainab Tamimi, are you there? Would you like to nominate yours to step up and let the world hear you speaking? Who would like to be the volunteer along with Sunila? Or Sunila, don't back up, Sunila. You step up and sit in. All right, Madam. So are you guys nominating yourself as speakers? I want to know if your camera is on, that means you want to be a speaker. So Sunila, are you Santosh and Sunila, are you Toastmasters or are you guests for the first time?
Good evening. I'm a Toastmaster from DTM.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Honestly
Thank
speaking,
you.
I'm so happy to have Toastmasters with us today as well as guests. So Raju, do you want to go for round 2? You didn't have enough. Nazir, do you want to go for round 2? You don't have enough.
Yes.
Yes. No
All right,
problem.
then I'm starting with Toastmaster with Sunila. Sunila, I'm going to give you a topic and you have 2 minutes, non-interrupted topic. Just you have to lead till the 2 minutes are over. That's your simple challenge. Sunila, you are a general manager of a company who believed humor is the best medicine. And you decided to cancel employees' life insurance. Also, sorry, employees' health insurance. You are a general manager who believes humor is the best medicine, and therefore you decided to cancel employees' health insurance. Share the news with your staff. You got 2 minutes.
Health insurance? Why? Why should I have your health insurance when I have all the remedy? I have all the remedy. What for you need health? Health I can provide you. I guarantee, my dear employees, my dear co-workers, you need not to worry about getting the health insurance and pay hefty installments. I'm there. Why do you need it? I believe in humor. Humor is the best medicine. Don't take stress. This is a stress-free organization. No one is going to give you stress. Don't take stress. Bounce it back. Anyone gives it, throw it back on him. And be happy. And do whatever you do in a humorous way. A champion. You are all Toastmasters. I'll open a Toastmasters club here, and believe me, only the one segment will be there, humorous speeches. That's it. And when you speak, definitely you don't have to pay the hospital bills. You don't have to pay the insurance installments. Only you have to come, deliver, and let's go. Enjoy, poke funs, make fun at yourself, make fun at your employees, co-workers, your wife, your son, your daughter, your all the neighbors. This is the platform. Believe me, your blood pressure will be under control. Your diabetes will be under control. You will be there amazingly, and you will all, what will happen? You will all have a humorous laugh every time. Get up from your work, start hugging, start cracking jokes. Come on, this is what happened. And when you go anywhere, whatever you observe, make fun. Make fun, but in a positive way, in a fun that everyone enjoys, and the stress is gone. Every time you don't have to keep your hand on your head that, my God, what is going to happen? By your taking stress, is the world going to fall? Are you going to keep the world, everyone happy? Just ensure people around you are happy. People in your organization are happy. I am the manager. I'm responsible for you. I take the guarantee. Make me your health insurance agent. How? Bring every and tasty food for me. Bring a tiffin for me, because my wife gets up very late in the morning. I have to eat otherwise snacks every day from the street food. What I want, we should get all the good food. Every day should give me excellent food. I will have excellent food, tiffins every day. No need of any health insurance. I am there. I am the manager, not only of your all work process, but of your health also. And we will do a lot of exercise. We'll be good, playing, having fun. Everything we'll be doing. What is that? What stops you? Nothing. What stops you? Yourself. That's it. Let's go, and no insurance. I'm there for you. I'm the manager. I'm the insurance agent. Be
and
happy.
that is a brouhaha manager leading a speech. All right, for the benefit of the time, do we have time for one more speaker? The timer has not notified me about my timing.
No, we are a little bit over time.
All right, then I would like to ask Raju and Nazir, since you spoke before, I would like to apologize and thank all the participants who stepped up today and leave you with this message. Put your words together. Doesn't matter if they are in order. Launch them all together. Doesn't matter if people are not listening. You're gonna get better and better in crafting your jokes. And one day, you'll either save your own life or someone's with a joke. Back to you, our Senilia DTM.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Toastmaster Shami, oh my goodness. I thought I'm going to twist the agenda and then you come and twist the table topics. I should have expected that. Thank you for a magnificent round. It was so interactive, I could not keep up. Ladies and gentlemen, we now get to our second speaker. I would like to ask Toastmaster Gaurav to please read the objectives of Toastmaster Balaji's speech. Toastmaster Gaurav.
Good evening, everyone. This is Gaurav Paul from New Delhi, joining this very brouhaha meeting. Our speaker will speak on negotiate the best outcome. The purpose of the speech is of this project is for the member to learn about different types of negotiation and the strategies that can be used when negotiating. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of a past or future negotiation in his or her life. The time for this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best to the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. Ladies and gentlemen, DTM Balaji, past district leader, my very first evaluator when I joined Toastmasters. He was a guest. I had no idea what is a district leader or an area director or whatever position he held, because he just held all of them. I don't know how many DTMs this man has. But honestly, the feedback he gave me, here I am, still a Toastmaster. Toastmaster Balaji, over to you. Let's see your negotiation.
Thank you, DTM and Leah. Is my voice clear? Thanks a lot. Toastmasters and guests. Negotiation, people say, is an art. But I would say it's not just art, it is art and science together. Why? Art is because probably you're born with a gift in your life and you can implement it immediately. But you can never do things if you don't plan or if you don't know with whom you're negotiating. I would like to bring to you today 2 instances of my life, of my career in the finance industry. And these are situations which are almost the same. It is a feeling of insecurity these 2 characters had, but these were 2 different situations. Now, let me first talk about a friendly situation where I had joined an industry, I joined a bank in the UAE, and it was just around a year after I joined there. And being a professional in that banking industry, I was reporting to somebody who probably was slightly insecure of what I could do in my banking career. But I had no problems in reporting to him, because eventually when it comes to your position, you have to respect the position, the authority, and it continued. There came a stage when there was somebody who was in between us at a particular level resigned. And I thought that it is time that I would get that position and I can move up the ladder. This was almost around 2 decades ago. Unfortunately, when it was announced that somebody else was taking that place, as a youngster, at that time I was a youngster, I could not digest it because it was my career at stake. So I had to have a heart-to-heart chat with this person. So I went up to the senior manager, I sat with him, and I said, I expected this position to come to me. Here, I was not aware that there is something which I could think of negotiating. I was straight away attacking him and asking him as to why I was not getting that position. Now, poor guy, he was 58 years old, as I am today. And he explained to me about his family status. And he said, if I lose this job, then I have to feed a lot of mouths and it will be difficult for me. Now, I didn't respond to him at that instant. I went home and I thought for 2 days, what can I do? Now, for me, negotiation is always a win-win situation. When you bring that win-win situation, the opponent is happy, you're happy, everything is fine. But how can I bring that win-win situation here for myself? So I went back and read the offer letter which I had got when I joined this organization. And I knew there were some conditions if I have to quit. So I took this upon myself and said, this is an opportunity for me to get what I want. So I went back to him and said, I understand your position. Thank you so much. And he said, thanks so much for getting to know me. And I really want to speak heart to heart with you. I said, you have said everything to me. Don't worry. But I have a condition. I said, if I am thinking of a job outside, would you allow me to leave? He said, of course, yes, you can find a job. You can leave. I have no issue at all. I said, but there are certain conditions in my offer letter and in my agreement, which I need to get back. And probably I have to compensate the organization quite a bit if I leave. He said, Mr. Balaji, for you, I will negotiate whatever you're supposed to give back. You don't need to give it back. You don't need to serve the notice period. And you can actually leave the organization if you get a better opportunity. Believe it or not, that negotiation helped me, because in a matter of 2 months, I got a better job. I moved to Dubai and I was very, very happy because the position was excellent. The package was good and it was win-win situation for both. I gave him a call after I joined this organization and said, thank you so much. Now, this was a sort of a friendly negotiation. But then a similar situation occurred in the year 2002, when I was the assistant head of compliance in a particular banking industry. And I was serving to somebody who was the head of compliance. Now, all of you know that if something drastic has to happen in your life, it is during the appraisal period. The whole year you slog And when you sit across the table, you find that you don't meet expectations of the person who is actually appraising you. Now, this happened to me. I have no issue in what he appraised me, but the conditions or certain points which he had put over there, I was not happy. It was simple like teaching a school kid saying the folder's names should be in capital. You should actually write in black ink. You're not using the black ink for signature. Now, these are stupid things at a particular level. If you do your job properly, you don't need to worry. Now, that is when I realized there is a problem there too. So I went off to the head of HR, who happened to be a close friend of mine. I didn't raise an issue, but I did make a point saying this is wrong and I'm not accepting. He said, don't sign the appraisal if in case you're not happy. Now, when I did that, I was asked to stay at home. I was asked not to come to the office. And this was not something which I could digest. Sitting at home for 3 days, I thought, let me resign and give my papers. It was my friend who came and told me, why are you resigning? You're one of the bright candidates in that organization. Start negotiating with what you want. I realized that in one of the banking industry's branches, you had a head of compliance of retail banking, which was vacant, and they were looking for a candidate within the same bank. And I said, fine, why don't I negotiate? I went back to the head of HR. I sat in front of him. We called the person who had actually appraised me. And we tried to speak and talk to him saying, okay, let him understand what has happened. The guy was not relenting. He said, sorry, this is the way I work. And if Balaji has to stay in his particular unit, he has to work according to my whims and fancies. Now, this is something which angers you, which gets onto your nerves. And it got to my nerves. And I said, very good then, Mr. HR, you decide where I need to be. Now you have a vacancy over there. I wish to go there. Or you make sure that this person goes there and I sit here. Now, when I started negotiating in a matter of 3 days, after I sat at home, I got a call. I was asked to come back. And when I came back, they said that position which was there in retail banking, that is yours for the offering. Now, again, a win-win situation. He stayed as the head of compliance in that group. I got a head of compliance role in another branch. And I actually started earning better. And I got that privilege of saying, yes, I'm still in the same industry and I'm enjoying myself. Now, both these situations was sort of insecurity for the people who had actually sat above me. Now it happens in everybody's life, because sometimes you are to the book and you know what you're doing, but people may not accept you. So you need to think of negotiating, getting your things through. And if you're really good as you believe you are, then make sure that you get what you want. But never forget the word negotiation is a win-win situation. DTM Sianlia.
Wow, wow. Thank you, Toastmaster Balaji. To hear you as a normal member speak, what an honor. Toastmaster Gaurav, over to you for the evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster evening, Sianlia. That was indeed an amazing speech where we had so much to learn from not only a senior Toastmaster, but a senior corporate denizen, a person who has charted many ups and downs in his career and now sits at a very senior position, if I can use my knowledge of the speaker. The speaker took us through the objectives of the speech, which was to show us the different negotiation tactics and the strategies one could use for negotiation. He ticked all the boxes that were required for the speech. He gave us instances from his life. He used anecdotes, and of course, he spoke very confidently, and the anecdotes were able to bring alive what situations could arise for us, other people who were listening to him, the audience. He brought across his points in a very conversational manner, which kind of made the point that with the context of win-win One could bring out negotiations which not only make people happy, but bring out a larger result for the parties involved. So I personally take away this message that negotiations can be successful if the context is clear and communication is clear between the parties, which bring out desired results and sometimes results that exceed expectations. So I was inspired by the speech that our speaker gave, and in both the instances that he mentioned, there were takeaways for the audience. I believe this will be a lesson for people who hesitate or probably withdraw when adversity strikes. So with that, I hand you back to the Toastmaster Day. Thank you, Sianya.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Gaurav. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you will bear with me because time is of the essence. We will not vote tonight because I think this whole meeting was just one amazing experience. What I really would like to get to is our Word Master report by Toastmaster Anup. Toastmaster Anup, Word Master report, please.
Thank you so much. Fantastic. Brouhaha. This is a meeting. I mean, I think the entire session was a brouhaha because everyone participated, used that particular word, and I have the report here. And it's fantastic to see the king of drama, Toastmaster Sammy, topping the charts. He used it 5 times, followed by DTM Peter. He liberally garnished brouhaha during his table topics. Then, of course, our Queen Bee, DTM Sianlia, used it 3 times. Toastmaster Glenn used it in his speech 3 times. Fantastic. That too in a prepared speech. He injected haha, yeah, 3 times. And then, of course, Gaurav used it once. Dr. Abdul Sattar once. And after that, I think I lost count. So fantastic. Thank you so much. Brilliant. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anup. That was an amazing feedback. I love it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment I've been waiting for. Toastmaster Ulas, can you please give us the laugh-o-meter count? Toastmaster Ulas.
Sometimes really the challenges bring pleasures. I had a pleasure of watching out all of you, all of your beautiful, wonderful faces for your laughs. And I was taken away by the mesmerizing, charismatic laughs of many senior Toastmasters, like Toastmaster Abdul Fateh, Toastmaster Soumya Kanti. We don't know where you're smiling, you're laughing. And not to mention our TMOD, you really reminded my mother-in-law, my grandmother. You know, actually, for my mother-in-law, I took her to a doctor, to a dentist, and the dentist told her that you are going to lose your teeth in the next 2 to 3 years. So she wanted to start laughing within 2 years to her best. And it was uncontrollable laughter. However, coming to the point, I have counted 164 laughs to the best of my ability, and with a tolerance of minus 10% and plus probably 25%, because I can't count your laughs when you are in table topics, and when the people who have not switched on their video, but I guess there is 25% more they would have laughed behind the video. So I will leave this note and hope to improve our screen presence more in the next meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening. And most importantly, nobody coughed or nobody cried while laughing. You know, in my club, somebody, when they're laughing, they cough like, like that. We should never get cough while you are laughing, because it means you have never laughed for a long time. You know, like old haunted windows are opening, they make it happens the same way.
Toastmaster Ulas, you made my evening. We broke our record, ladies and gentlemen. Our previous record was 120 last. Go, Ulas, just what was the count again?
164.
164. Toastmaster Khaled, did you hear that? Woohoo! I would like to call on our general evaluator. Our general evaluator, Toastmaster Umia, the stage is yours. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Mohammaed. I think brouhaha is something that all the members of Dubai Comedy Toastmasters is gifted with. I have never been approached 3 weeks prior to a meeting date to be the general evaluator of the session. Now that goes to show the kind of work, the kind of passion, the kind of learning that you all love. And our president, Toastmaster Khaled Budmag, if I pronounce the name correctly, Toastmaster Khaled, he presented the address probably next to his wife who's delivering a baby. Now that's pure passion personified. And DTM Gaurav Paul, sitting in Delhi, was probably one of the first to connect and greet me and all the other members, along with Toastmaster Anup. What also stood out was the cross-section of members and guests joining in, the age, the timeline, and the geography. So we have young guests like Nitin Sindhu, to probably distinguished Toastmasters who have traversed the entire path of Toastmasters journey. Somebody like DTM Abdul Fateh Inayal, somebody like DTM Nazir, somebody like DTM Peter Wang, who has spent his lifetime in Toastmasters. Now, I'm a little bit humbled, so to say, how to evaluate such great learning and enrichment. And I'm not sure whether any of you have noticed, DTM Balaji, just after giving his speech, added brouhaha by bringing in his friend, the parrot, on his shoulders. So this is Toastmaster Anup, your word stands out every inch of the way today, no doubt about that. And to top it all, we had complete wisdoms of nuggets of wisdom to bring in humor in our lives. And it's a little bit of a deja vu moment for me, because that free pathway that Toastmaster International offered, I had selected engaging humor. And I have made up a point to make down notes of whatever DTM Mohammaed shared, so that I can put that in. I'm in the learning stage as far as humor is concerned. So this was pure deja vu. And who best to be the captain of our ship? DTM Mohammaed. She personified brouhaha. She connected it so well, kept the spirit going, kept the enthusiasm going, and she was there to greet everybody during the networking session. I must also add the table topic master who stood out, Sami Al-Herbawi. This is what, for the guests, this is what speaking of the feet is all about. And we had such brilliant speakers who actually lifted the table topics to a different level. Loads of wisdom, loads of learning, loads of fun, loads of enrichment is what I'm taking with me from today. The only thing that we have fallen short as far as I'm concerned is the networking session opened a minute, as in the Zoom master opened a minute later, and probably we are running a little bit late. So I wouldn't like to delay my general evaluation any further. Hats off to Dubai Comedy Toastmasters Club. You have raised the bar to a new level. Over to the fabulous Toastmaster of the day, DTM Mohammaed.
Thank you, Toastmaster Soumya. Thank you so much. Such an honor to have you with us. What a pleasure. Lovely feedback. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, before I hand over to our club president, I would like to welcome our area director, Toastmaster Divya, to the room. Welcome, Toastmaster Divya. You want to say a 1-minute speech? Welcome.
Okay, right now I'm in a state of brouhaha because I'm doing a club visit. Okay, jokes apart, this was a wonderful, scintillating meeting as always, and I've been seeing you all. It's a very new club, and it's astonishing to see how well you all perform each time an educational session. It's very, very impressive. I was in another meeting, I got out of that because this was more interesting.
I'm glad you've got your priorities right. I know that you're so busy, but honestly, I just would like to say from the Dubai Comedy Club, thank you for all your support. You are the most vibrant area director I've met in my life. And I've only been in Toastmasters 6 years, but still, you stand out head and shoulders above the rest. Thank you for your leadership and your guidance. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings this joke-fully amazing meeting to an end. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for coming. Thank you for accepting the invitation. I hand you over now to our club president, Toastmaster, woohoo, soon to be daddy, Toastmaster Khaled.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sianlia. And I'd like to ask everybody a big round of applause, a fat, juicy, loud round of applause for our excellent joke master, TMOD tonight, DTM Sianlia. Wow, wow, wow. I'm sure you enjoyed as much as I did tonight's session. And now to close this session, because I know it's quite late already and the kid is gonna be delivered soon, I'm afraid. So let me immediately go to this. So the brouhaha, this is the closure of Asterix and Obelix, and this is how we close our meetings. Lots of brouhaha, but there's always one guy who is here tied up, who speaks too much. He must be a Toastmaster.
Cacophonics.
Yeah, guess who this guy is? He looks like Sammy, isn't he? Yeah. Tonight, I'd like also to thank TM Ulas for supporting the count of laughs. I'd like to close with this. We had 164 laughs, which means every 43 seconds there were a laugh. Big round of applause for our laugh counter and for all of you guys.
Great.
Wow, awesome.
Plus 25%.
We beat, yeah, you see. Thank you for the mechanical engineer within you. I'd like also to congrats our icebreaker tonight, TM Glenn Ferreira. Well done for starting a new path tonight. Wonderful, and looking forward to hear you close this path with us, with all of us. Thank you to all the participants of our daily challenge. We used to having a daily challenge after our education session. The one of the last meeting of August was about grumpy old man jokes with Dr. Meresban Katrak doing this education session. And I'd like to thank everybody who participated, particularly Toastmaster Prabhakar, who did great job putting his joke every day, his grumpy old man jokes. And tonight, I'm going to announce a new daily challenge. Are you ready to participate in this challenge inspired from DTM Mohammaed Qahtani education session? Let's see what it is. Exaggeration jokes challenge. This is one of the techniques we learned tonight. The idea is to observe your surrounding and yourself within the surrounding and share a joke, a personal joke, exaggerating on the situation. Using self-deprecation is more than welcome. And some examples we heard tonight where Mark is so handsome that George Clooney sent him a friend request, or the one of Abdel Fattah, who is Mohammaed Qahtani is so ugly that my dog doesn't bark at him when he sees him. Do you get that? For that, this challenge will start now, well, tomorrow, and will end on Sunday, 26th September, which is the next meeting. Are you up for this new challenge? Raise your hands, make some noise. Yes, thanks everybody. And you just post your personal joke in our guest group or the member groups. What else? Guests, whoever has been so courageous to attend till the end, we now 20. We reached a peak of almost 50 during the education session. So the 20 guys, are there any of the guests who would like to talk? I'd like to hear from you. Abdel Fattah, yeah?
Yeah, I would like to thank Sami for the innovative way of a table topic, and I really enjoyed it and I'll implement it. I'll only give him one small recommendation. Using the chat and be keeping an eye on the words, and then suddenly he should actually tell people to stop writing on the chat, because I was looking at the words and I was reading a nurse, AstraZeneca, and I wasn't sure whether that's supposed to be used or not. So announce, please don't use the chat while I'm doing this. But other than that, it was awesome, really. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you very much, Abdel Fattah. You're more than welcome to join our meeting anytime between your 12 other clubs meetings, of course. Who else would like to say something? Yes, I see your hands. Forgot your name, actually. Please
Peter.
go ahead.
That's me. Okay, thank you, Siania, for inviting me. And thank you, the Dubai Comedy Club. Blue, haha, I have a lot of fun. And it is 10 o'clock in the morning in California now. I'm heading for a beach. Do you want to see my swimsuit? Come California, come Hollywood. I will show you the beautiful California beach.
Thank you very much, Peter. Thanks for coming from so far away from us and bringing the sun of California to Dubai. And thank you very much. We'd like to take a last guest. The last guest to talk. Unmute
yes.
and just talk. Yes,
that's Nazir.
Nazir, yes, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Khaled. I enjoyed this evening very much. And guess what? You just gave me the idea that we have to start a comedy club in Saudi Arabia. So yes. I'm very inspired by you. And definitely, Balaji, he was not funny. He was not talking joke. He was serious about negotiation. And I learned a lot of techniques from him. Thank you, everyone. It was an amazing evening. Back to you.
Thank you very much, DTM Nazir. And looking forward to hear about your new Comedy Club of Saudi Arabia. That's a fantastic idea. Now, let's continue with the next item in our agenda, which is just to remind you that Dubai Comedy Club is open for new members. So if you're not yet a member, don't worry, you can still join us. Yes, we welcome you guys. It's very easy. We've got our VP membership, Gaurav, Paul. He shared his detail in the group here. Or if you've got the details of any one of us, please contact us and you will become funny. Well, if you're not already, because I'm sure tonight you learned already a lot, and you see it was completely free, even for guests. Yes. Now, what else? That's it for tonight. Let's go back to the sleeping modes, shut down the computer, and the next meeting will resume on the 26th September. Thank you very much, everybody, for participating and attending our meeting tonight. And I'm gonna put myself on the sleep mode too. Thank you, everybody. And if you'd like to stay and chat, be free to do it.
Thank you, Khaled. Welcome, Khaled. Khaled is my friend and mentor. Absolutely, between her and Sami, I stay on the straight line. Welcome, Khaled. Lovely to have you.
Hello, thank you for inviting me. It was really a great pleasure to be here with you. And I think we really need this. We really need such meetings because, you know, joking and laughing, it's smiling, It is something that heals the soul, and we all need this. So thanks a lot for inviting me. I really had an immense pleasure in today's meeting. And thank you, Sianlia. You look great, by the way. You look like a queen, really, today.
Thank you, Khaled. Thank you
These
so
are the
much.
these are the twin towers of Basharia complementing each other.
That's
See you,
true.
Khaled.
Hello, how are you?
Very well. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Great to
Are
see
you
you
in
here.
Istanbul?
Now I'm in Amman for a vacation, but I'll be back to Istanbul next week. Yeah.
Fabulous.
You
Good
see,
you could
I'm
make
wearing
it.
red here.
I see that. I see we have Toastmaster Eric Kalia. Toastmaster Eric, welcome here tonight. Please introduce yourself. Eric, can you unmute?
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Eric Kaila. I'm based in South Africa, Pretoria.
I'm from Durban.
Wow, I can see the surname from Milan. I was shocked to see the surname.
Ready to rugby each other.
Baya dankie.
Ja, nee, dit is 'n groot plesier om van jou af te hoor. Ek soos hy die van sien toe raak my hart sommer so vervelig.
Ag, my hart klop chocolates nou man. Baya dankie.
Now we need
No, thank you
translation,
so-
guys.
Thank you so much. No, I'm a member of about 4 clubs in South Africa and 1 in Thailand. No, in fact, 2 in Thailand. So I'm excited to be here. I want to learn how to share jokes, but your jokes are very difficult. I'm not a jokey person. You can look at my beard. We, the bearded people, we don't tell jokes. We are just serious people. But thank you for really welcoming me.
Eric, then you have to join Dubai Comedy. We are an online club. We are an open club, you know, so you are welcome to join us. You guys are just 2 hours behind us. So we meet at 7 o'clock. So it's 5 o'clock on a Sunday for you. You're off anyway. And the purpose of Dubai Comedy is everybody joined the humorous path. And we are learning to be funny. None of us are really funny, except now a few people around here, but we try to learn from them. So welcome to join us, you know, here in District 105.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll definitely follow you guys. I'll follow you very closely.
Toastmaster Gaurav will share his details with you and you can stay in contact with him and you're more than welcome to visit us again.
Geen probleem nie. Baie dankie.
Lekker man.
Uitnodiging.
Baie dankie. Groot plesier.
DTM Eric, I just shared on the chat our guest group on WhatsApp.
Yeah, no, that's fine. If you look at my name, it says Eric Kaila DTM 5.
Mashallah.
It means I have 5. I'm busy with. I'm finishing number 6, so I'm working very hard.
There you go. With the right path to help you to achieve that, you know.
Yes,
you need some funny
so much.
bones.
Thank you so much. I'll definitely come on board.
If you look in the chat, Gaurav have posted a link. That is a WhatsApp group. So that's for all our guests. So you can stay up to date what we are doing. We have the daily challenge that Khaled has posted now, and we have a competition, you know, who does the best in the challenge. So please take part. I see Toastmaster Lakshmi here. Toastmaster Lakshmi, how are you? Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Welcome.
Yeah, today is the first day I joined and it was an amazing club. I really enjoyed the full session. I am from Saudi Arabia.
Woohoo!
And just now I messaged Gaurav to get the number so that you can join.
You're absolutely welcome because we're an online club. So, you know, the world is flat. You can join us from anywhere and everywhere. You're just 1 hour behind us. So our 7 o'clock is yours 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that is okay. Thank you. Getting
Welcome.
the link and I
Good to see
really
you.
enjoyed the day.
Looking forward
you,
to
sir.
having you join our meetings and our club too.
Yes, thank you.
I just wanted to ask Khaled. Khaled, I'm sorry, I've detected a French accent in your accent. Are you from North Africa?
He's from France.
Okay, all right, because I detected the French accent.
I'm French, yes. I'm French, originally from North Africa, yes.
From
My parents are
Tunisia?
from North Africa, but I'm born in France.
I see. Originally from Tunisia?
No, another one.
Okay, Algeria. So next door, because I'm Tunisian. That's why I
I
detected
didn't see Morocco.
I detected the French accent. That's why. Okay, nice to thank you.
Yes.
And then Toastmaster Samir, what an honor to have you. Thank you for accepting the invitation. When I heard you speak, I had goosebumps all along. I can see another speech here. Toastmaster Samir, thank you for your visit tonight. I know you just literally came back from holiday and you joined us tonight. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much, guys, for having me. I had so much fun, and that was so refreshing, actually. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful night. Thank you so very much.
Your presence is enough to bring us fun, Toastmaster Samir.
Thank you so very much.
It
You will see my
rejected.
more
I really got injected Astra Monica and so went for Sinopharming as well.
Kianya, a nugget of information for you. We have Ullas Raj here. His name means humor.
Oh my goodness.
No, my name is Excitement. Okay.
Excitement. That is amazing.
Let's not start a brouhaha about it.
All over again.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I have to go.
All right, thank you.
All the best.
All the best,
Keep us
Khaled.
posted.
I'll keep you posted.
Fantastic,
Yes.
Sianlia.
Thank you everyone for going. Bye.
Sammy,
Oh,
thank
sorry.
you for an amazing
Thank you.
table topic session. I absolutely loved it.
And
Ullas,
Bye-bye. Good night.
Ullas, you know, you're my left and